Hey, what's going on, guys? This series was put together by Neblime, so shout out to Neblime. I'll put his links in the description down below, and let's get started. Alright, so the first one here, I've seen this one before. I've managed to not spoil myself for the others. So let's take a look. We've got a couple of Marines here hitting an early Zealot. Pretty normal situation. One of the Zealots, or one of the Marines does escape. He's got one hit left. Let's slow that down. Watch it back one more time. The third hit on the Marine kills the Marine, but for whatever reason, this Marine over here dies as well. Now, we've seen a lot of spontaneous deaths. There's a lot of different reasons for that in BroodWar. A lot of it stems from modifications that have been made to the game in order to prevent things like siege tanks being able to siege up underneath of buildings. So you can't land a building, run a siege tank underneath it, and then siege that siege tank. It will die. So for a lot of reasons, tanks will sometimes just blow up when they're in siege mode, but this wasn't any sort of ability that was being used. We also see occasionally things being targeted that shouldn't be targeted that are out of range. For example, the sunken colony glitch that allows sunken colonies to hit outside of their range. But this is really crazy because the Zealot not only killed the Marine it was attacking, but it also killed somehow this other Marine over here. At least I think that was the Zealot that killed it. It would be interesting to see. Let's take a look. Does he click the Zealot? I would love to see if the Zealot had 2 kills after that. Let's take a look one more time. So he took 2 hits. The health on that Marine looks extremely low. It must have taken a shot from a probe as well. And then it just dies. Very, very strange stuff. I wonder if it has something to do with the probe. I wonder if the probe got the kill. And here's the probe. It goes down. It gets 1 shot. It gets another shot, it looks like there. I think that there's something must have happened with this probe while it was trying to attack there that actually went through later. I don't know exactly, but that would be super interesting to know if the Zealot had 2 kills. All right, this is our second mystery. I haven't seen this one yet, so let's go ahead and take a look. Okay. You know, I've had this happen to me before. This is a strange glitch. So we've got the Arbiter. It comes in. It recalls the units here. Down in the bottom right, you can see the picture-in-picture. And nothing pops out. Now, I suspect that this one here is actually part of the Arbiter's inability to recall over an impassable terrain. Because, you know, if we're over top of this area here on the left, the wall area, and the Arbiter tries to recall in that spot, you're not going to be able to get the recall off. I think that this is a case of the game engine kind of inappropriately labeling that as impassable terrain, sensing that, you know, there's going to be some sort of glitch with the way that the recalled units are going to come in, and then it just cancels the recall. It doesn't allow the recall to happen. That's what I suspect. I've had this problem in micro tournament game or micro practice games where I've been trying to recall a Reaver in order to dodge another Reaver shot, and it just will not recall. It happens actually kind of often. So I think that this one is somewhat explainable, but it is still kind of mysterious as to why this point was sensed as like an impassable terrain. It seems completely passable to me. We've got plenty of space here for the recall to come through. Very strange as to why it didn't do so. That's a mystery for the coders to figure out why this spot. All right, so this is number 3. Got a tank on siege, and it just blew up. Okay. Okay, the tank just blew up. That's fine. That's fine. This is again, I think part of. Oh, what a piss off! Oh, how annoying is that? You just unsiege your tank. Oh, boom. Oh shit, that's so frustrating. I believe this is a part of like a bug in the code that was added later on into the game that was meant to prevent players from sieging tank underneath a building, and they like added in a portion of code to just make the tank blow up. in a certain case, which is where there's like a building over top of the unit when it's sieged, or when it's like coming or going into siege mode or coming out of siege mode. I'm not sure, but something went wrong here. It is a definitely a mystery as to why after unsieging it starts to move and that code takes effect and the tank just explodes. That is a true mystery. What a weird situation. Oh my god. It's like, what is it exactly in this position that made it? Something to do with the turret? Turrets can't be lifted off or landed. That doesn't make sense. There's nothing being built here. It's just a very, very strange one for sure. All right, mystery number 4 here coming up. Okay, the mine blew up. No damage. All right. Another extra mystery, a bonus mystery there at the end of that one. So the mine really did connect so closely there, didn't it? Let's take another look. So there is a strange part of BroodWar, which is that when a explosion occurs, there's like a radius of the explosion around the unit. And for a mine, if you're running away from the mine, like most explosions in BroodWar, you'll take half damage from that explosion. So you're kind of outside of the damage radius. But it seems like with just the weird, awkward movement here of the dragon, you can see it's definitely in range right there, but it's like it's stepped, because BroodWar, the box, like the hit box of certain units is very awkward, and it feels like he moved in a diagonal direction just outside of the hitbox of this mine at the perfect time there. You can see he was just a little bit south of this position with the Dragoon, and it kind of like inched north at the very moment that the mine exploded. And I think that mines actually have less of a hitbox on the diagonal direction, and they're more like side to side and north south, up and down with their hitbox. So just getting into that like corner area, it is very, very close. You can even see the leg of the Dragoon is covered by this the explosion here on the screen. So why did that not do damage? It should definitely do damage. It's a mystery as to why it was programmed like this in the first place, but I think this is probably the least mysterious one so far. All right, number 5. Mystery number 5 here. We've got a larva. And it just died. Okay. All right. Okay. So the larva just exploded. Dear fans, it's unfortunate today for us today. I also no longer be supported in English. Yeah, that was very, very strange. This was like one of the worst moments, I think, in BroodWar history. Definitely for me. I was so upset about this announcement, but not a mystery, I would say. That's just profit motivation there, I think, at its worst. Corporate greed maybe can be is what you can sum that up to. As for the larva exploding here, let's take a look at it one more time. So one thing about larva is they don't like to be off the creep. They will explode if they're off the creep. We're very, very close to an area of no creep here. Now, I don't think that this actually counts as area without creep, because this is actually a wall here. It's kind of cool. You can actually see the width of the wall, because the wall is not where the wall looks to be. The wall actually extends out to the edge of this creep here. And that's why, you know, it kind of looks like you could walk underneath this this hatchery here with a ling or something like that. There looks to be enough space there, but there actually isn't, because this is where the wall is. That's like the hitbox of the wall. The area of the terrain is a lot bigger than the actual visual area of the terrain. I don't know why this larva exploded. It's very strange to me. I feel like in some situations where the larva is not able to move, or it's completely stuck, it tends to just sit there and be fine. I don't think it was actually stuck. Larva can actually stack all 3 of them right on top of each other in those situations, and they won't move at all, and they will still be able to morph into eggs. But this one just decided that it was no longer appropriate to live in this world. It exited prematurely. Something to do with sensing that it was off creep would be my guess, but again, quite the mystery here. All right, mystery number 6. Bit of harassment here. Zealot and Dragoon in the main base, throwing down a pylon, some pylons here to try and catch the tank that's about to pop out. Wants to make sure that that tank or vulture will land in the middle. Oh, and it just slipped out. Okay. Cannot get out if that's done. Very, very strange. Why did that vulture slip over that wall? Huh, that is a really good question, actually. I like the move here, by the way. Protoss players, take note. Throwing down 3 pylons, you can trap the vulture here. Of course, once the vulture pops out, you can just lift the factory and escape. So it's not like a foolproof strategy, but it is kind of a good move. Crazy that managed to get out. It's not like, the one thing I can think about is that the probe right here, right? The probe, if you click this on a mineral command, right now, it's so close. It almost might be that the probe is underneath the vulture here. It's like not quite, but probes have a really weird hitbox, and it might be like displacing the vulture, because right after this, oh, actually he turns and fires one time. Okay, this is really a mystery, because if you're displaced, if your unit is displaced, it's not really going to want to fire. It's going to try and dance. So he turns and fires, and then somehow gets over that. That is a serious mystery. What the heck? Why did that decide to go over? How come my vultures never go over pylon walls just randomly like that? That is so strange. All right, a genuine mystery here. Very, very interesting. Yeah, I can't explain that one. Try and come up with an explanation in the comments if you can for any of these. I would like to see you try. All right, our 7th and final mystery. We've got probes mining. It's like the early game here. Gas is done. Probe goes in. Oh, it just disappeared. Okay. The probes can't go, they can't mine. Oh my god. What? All right, I want to take another look at that. Let's slow it down. The probe goes in. One went in. Definitely one went in. This one like glitched over top. And then disappeared. That one disappeared. The one that went in actually came out. The other one just disappeared. And the one that disappeared, it's like, oh man, that's so strange. It's almost like the probe that was like queued up to go into the assimilator, because it was glitching over the assimilator. It was like dancing on the assimilator before it went in, somehow screwed up the command here and stopped him from getting in, or it like trapped the probe inside. I'm so curious as to what would happen if you killed the assimilator and rebuilt it. If you killed the assimilator, does the probe pop out? Does the probe die? Did it die? Does he have the supply? We don't have a supply here. So does he actually, is the probe gone? Like, is there still a supply for that probe? And what is he at right now? He's probably at like 12 or 15 probes. Does it go down to 14? I'm so curious what would happen if you kill this. I guess, yeah, it must be that the probe's actually on, like queued up to go inside on top of the guy, on top of the assimilator. And then because it's like glitching and then it goes in, it gets stuck. That's so weird. Wow. So weird. Look at that. One more time. It was like almost off of the assimilator here. It was just sliding down and off the assimilator, and then it popped in. I would hate to have this happen to you in the game, though. That's crippling damage. You don't even have a gas anymore, and you're doing a gas build. My goodness, that is frustrating. Might as well just tap out. GG right now. You can't mine gas. you're kind of screwed. That's like a once-in-a-lifetime glitch. That is a very, very strange one. I've definitely seen probes glitch on top of assimilators like that, but I've never seen one while it was glitching get sucked in to the assimilator and then stop it from mining like that. All right, so those are the 7 mysteries of BroodWar. Whoa, actually, just before I started editing this video, I saw that Neblime had uploaded a new mystery here. So here's the 8th mystery in the series. You've got Terran setting up in the early game. Single Marine coming out. He's going to go for the steal on this command center. Queen coming in. It's a pretty sick move. Oh, what? The Queen went in, but the command center didn't get. Oh, that's so strange. Not infested. Oh, that is really, really weird. Do we have a repair on this? Does he repair the CC above the amount where the Queen can get in there? No, no repair. Oh, that's so strange. And the Queen popped out as well. It didn't have much HP, but it did pop out. Like, we're very, very close to the level where you actually can't infest the CC. But this is still, I think, within infest range. And if it is above that value, the Queen shouldn't be able to get in at all. So it's so weird that it actually went in. And it popped out, but the CC didn't infest. That's so strange. If you guys didn't know, a Queen, if it's in range of a CC that has low enough HP, then the Queen will just go in regardless of whether you tell it. If you right click it on the CC or not, it will just kind of be attracted to that CC. So Queens do this automatically, but it looks like he right clicked it here and it went in and it didn't work. That's so crazy. I would be so upset. This is actually a sick move. I don't know how much that this Zerg player gave up to get the early Queen out. I mean, it must have been a lot, and I don't know how much planning went into this, but I imagine it was quite the scenario here for the Terran player to be pushed back. He's lost all this HP on this CC. The Zerg player realizes it. He goes for the early Queen's Nest, builds the Queen, comes in to try and get this steal on the CC, and it doesn't end up working. I mean, it's bad enough if it doesn't work because your Queen gets killed or because you don't lower the value, the health of that command center enough, but it goes in and it comes out and it doesn't infest. That is a heartbreaker, man. That is so annoying. Oh God, that would tilt me off the face of this earth. Absolutely. And that would be that would be ridiculous. Very, very interesting series. I love it. I'm gonna link you guys in the description. This is a really cool little series here from Neblime. Some of those can sort of be explained, but they're all in sort of outside the realm of what would regularly be understood as a possibility in BroodWar. I'm super curious as to how some of these would play out. I would love to get the replay for some of these games and actually go into depth and try to figure out exactly what happened. I'll have to reach out to Neblime to ask him if he still has these replays just to find out. It would be really, really cool. Anyways, guys, that is the 7 mysteries of BroodWar. BroodWar is and remains a very strange and mysterious game. We're still unpacking it even to this day. 25 years later, we're still trying to figure out all of the glitches, the bugs, and other mysteries this game has to offer. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one.